You on YouTube, so that's important.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome to the Say Cheese platform, Aditi. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you
We
so
were
much.
supposed to, most welcome. We were supposed to meet earlier, but I think
Yeah,
there's something came up, and then you had another
right.
assignment which came up for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
So we can get started. Let me start with introducing you, and then we'll get on to knowing a little bit more about you and how it all adds up for us at Say Cheese.
Sure.
Based out of Mumbai, Adithi Kalkunte is an actress who spent years honing her craft. She's worked across formats, playing key roles in web series, Amazon's Mumbai Diaries, Netflix series Ghol, and YRF's Ladies' Room, in movies Choked, Hotel Mumbai, and in Dev Patel's upcoming directorial debut Monkey Man. She's a multilingual actor. She's also played the lead in the 2016 Kannada film Puta Tirugisi Nodi. Apologies for any mispronunciation. And appeared on the British show Good Karma Hospital. Aditi is also a trained singer and has sung in multiple videos for the well known YouTube channel Hindi Studio. Always up for a challenge, Aditi is eager to break new grounds by working on interesting projects with fresh new voices. So tell us, Aditi, tell us a little bit more about your journey on how you decided to become an actor.
Started off in seventh standard actually. There was this program we used to have in ICSE syllabus. It's called Newspaper and Education,
Yes,
where
yes.
it was run by Times of India, and they were affiliated with a lot of schools, and they would send one person, one professional to your school on a particular Thursday. I mean, every week they would send one person to come and talk about their profession. It could be, magic. It could be theater. It could have been, singing or cooking or, anything but excluding the academics part of it. So there I met this man called Sibu Vaz, who sort of asked me to come and react to, show me a reaction to, seeing Michael Jackson, you know, and I sort of reacted, and the whole class was just, like they were really, he suddenly became this famous person in the class that I reacted so well to having seen Michael Jackson in person, and it felt very nice doing that bit or whatever. So that's where it started, that seed of, maybe, hey, I can make people laugh and make people cry or whatever, make people feel something because of what I did. So that sort of felt nice. And of course, then, parents want you to study and everything. So, not a great student. But all the focus was in sort of doing well in your academics and everything until I came to my post graduation, which was in masters in communication, and theater was a part of the subject or whatever. And guess who I meet in that? Who was the teacher there? It was the same guy I met in seventh standard. So I walked up to him and I said that, hey, remember, I used to come to our colleges, I mean, schools to, for these NI classes or whatever. And he said, yeah, 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 I do. So I said I'd seen you in seventh standard, and he remembered me. He said you reacted to that Michael Jackson thing, right?
Wow, wow.
And I was like, "Are you serious? You remember that?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, I remember that." And yeah, and that's how, you know, I got in, and I got in a lot of theater was just a workshop paper in my course, in mass communication. But that sort of became the most important subject for me. So I would go meet them and do a lot of plays, direct plays. My thesis was on theater, and I somehow related it to my subjects. And I said, थिएटर ही सब कुछ है, सब सारी चीजों में थिएटर है, एडवर्टाइजिंग में भी है, पब्लिक रिलेशंस में भी है, सब जगह है, मैं प्रूव करती हूँ करके मैंने एक थीसिस भी बना दिया on that. So yeah, that's how it started, and then I got into a professional theater group when I was in college, and that contact was, I used to go watch a lot of plays, and I contacted a particular group, and they gave me an opportunity, and then a short film happened, and then many more short films happened. And then a friend suggested that maybe you should go to Mumbai and really give it a shot, because the Kannada industry was not really helping, because of a particular kind of uh, heroine that they were looking at. I didn't really fit into that bill or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was not very well, well versed with Hindi. Then came to Mumbai, and then I realized that Hindi mein kaam karna padega and all that stuff. So yeah, that's how the journey began. I sort of had that a tiny experience of those 30 seconds or whatever of reacting to how I would feel when I saw Michael Jackson in person. So that's where it began.
Wow. I mean, class seven, and also to make
Yeah.
such a lasting impression. As they say,
Yeah.
the teacher has a very big role. And clearly, in your case,
Yeah.
somebody brought it
Absolutely.
out within you and,
Absolutely.
honed it in a
Right.
certain way. So, where
Right.
are you right now? I mean, we heard a lot about how you sort of got into this whole theater and, the whole performance arts and everything. But where
Yeah.
are you right now? What are some of the projects you're working on? And it's been years, right? So what's changed over
Genius.
these few years? Tell us a little bit about your
So
experience.
things have changed in the past 2 years, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Before this, I would have not come to such a platform and spoken about what I'm doing, because things were really bad. Uh, because there was no work for actors such as me, because either you need to be good looking and have that star value, which I didn't have, uh, or or you needed some sort of contacts or something like that, so somebody would push you. यहाँ पे theater maybe if you have to get in, you need a lot of strong recommendation from somebody, or you need to be from NSD or whatever. NSD actors are absorbed like that into a theater group. But for you to sort of find your way into a theater group is very difficult here, because it's extremely competitive, and a lot of people here, the best actors from our country are here trying to get that one role, right? So, but the web scenario, the web series and those online platforms sort of gave us an opportunity to um, you know get get some work, get seen by people or whatever. So now it's a great time. Now is the time when I can say that, okay, I have two projects lined up, and I don't have to worry about anything for the rest of the year, because I know I'm covered financially. But 2 years back, it was really bad. So right now, I'm in a great space. I don't have any complaints, because it's come after 10 years of not having work, having very little work, eating cabbage for lunch, you know, just fry some cabbage, add some garlic to it, and, just eat, like literally that stage. And there's also that ego ki chhod ke nahi jana. I will not give up, sort of a ego also, which I don't recommend for everybody, but somehow it had become that I will not do anything else. I'll probably not take up. I didn't have a plan B, which a lot of actors advise. A lot of young actors coming here, keep have a plan B. It's okay not to do well here and go do well in something else. Go try something else. But that was something that I could never accept. And yeah, so I waited this long, and as to answer your question, right now I'm in a great space, doing work and being busy, and
Yeah. I
getting
waited.
to work. As to answer your question, right now I'm in a great.
Wonderful. So, and thank you for being honest. It takes it takes a lot to be honest, and to say a lot of the things that you said. I mean, things have not always been rosy, and there are a lot of ups and downs that we all face. And
Hmm.
coming from your experience and strength, and your persistence to hold on is not
Hmm.
easy. It's very difficult to not have a plan B, while you made it sound
Yeah.
like it's something that you had thought about, but it's not easy, because in our minds we're constantly planning, like, for failure
Hmm.
and things going
Hmm.
wrong. So perhaps it's that persistence in you that kept it moving, and I'm so happy that you have projects right now, and
Hmm.
things have opened up. I agree on the whole web
Hmm.
platform. While
Hmm.
there's a
Hmm.
lot of option, I'm sure there's a lot of competition as well. Having said that, I mean, more the options, more the competition always.
Right.
So wonderful. We have a lot of women on Sechi's platform who are aspiring in various areas, right? Somebody
Hmm.
wants a career, somebody's looking for good health, somebody's looking for relationships.
Hmm.
Is there any advice you would have for other women who are aspiring, to stay relevant and persistent in the careers of their choice, like so it may be acting, it may not be acting, but just the whole grit and determination that you showed towards your career. Is there something that you'd like to advise, those moments that we need to hold on to?
Mm, I can't speak for everybody. I don't know if you've heard of this actor called Nawazuddin Siddiqui.
Yeah.
So Nawazuddin Siddiqui had a very tough. He also doesn't have a great. He doesn't have a great educational background. He is from NSD, but that was it. That was the only job that he could do. He was not very fluent with English, or those jobs that you can do. You and me can do very easily. We can go get a job somewhere, and because of our ability to basic communication, to get that right. So he had a 14-year-old long struggle with absolutely no work. I'm at least doing ads. I'm getting 25,000 per day for an ad. Chal jata hai. But he had nothing, and he used to live in a house where there were 8 people in a 1 BHK. 8 people living, and he couldn't afford 2,000 rupees staying in that house. And I think in one interview he shares about a conversation with his mother where he says nothing's happening and nothing is changing. I'm just there and there and there. And the mother said that ek कूड़ेदान ka jagah, the place where there's dustbins place also changes every 10 years. you know uh, तो तुम्हारे लाइफ में तो चेंज जरूर आएगा, because garbage bins are replaced every 10 years or 5 years. The place changes, so definitely you're better than a garbage bin, and there is definitely going to be a change in your life. That is something that really stuck on in my head. And I believe that there would be change. There would be, nothing is constant. If there is a colleague who's being an absolute nuisance to you, for the past 2 years, it is going to change. The choice is whether you want to put up with it or not. And either way, it's the right choice, because it's up to you to see if you're able to put up with that. It's your priority. And if you feel that it's not the best choice for you to stick around at that place or at that situation, and you feel like getting out, then that's a choice that you need to make. And no choice is wrong or right. So that is something that sort of keeps coming back to me, that everything changes. I'm doing well today for the past 2 years. That will change. It will be a different experience after 5 years. So that is life, and that is something that you have to be okay with. Find a way to okay with. Externally, it may look very scary up to you, up to reaching that point, of that difficulty or whatever. But once you're in the eye of the storm, you're able to deal with things, is what I feel. So make decisions, um, and take a stand and stick to it. There is no right or wrong. It's your life. If you have to make a mistake, it's your right to make a mistake. You don't have to answer to anybody. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to change you or change your situation. I see people logging out. Shit, maybe I'm just talking too
No, no,
much.
just
So yeah, that's it. Any career for women, especially, that would be something that I would want to share. That things change, and there's never a constant. So based on that, make decisions. And the only way you go forward is by doing what you want to do. uh, and it's not the easiest thing to do. Let's say you want to start something, you want to start a company, you want to design, or you want to start a restaurant, or you want to teach children, you want to go to a village and educate children. The only way of knowing whether it's going to work or not is by doing it. And be scared, because if you're scared, that means it matters to you. Fear is great, but do something with that fear also. It's not like being brave is not having fear. You're still doing it with the fear, and fear matters, because it that means you don't want to fuck up. That means you don't want to ruin what you've started off. um yeah, yeah.
very beautiful, Aditi. Very, very beautiful. I mean, I think the number one thing that you said, change is permanent. I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
struck, because for those who are in a good space, that will change. For those who are in a bad space, that will change. That
Right,
message for everyone. And I
right,
love about doing something with the fear. I love that part,
right.
because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is that you get scared and you don't do anything,
Right.
and that you get in with everything but not really even thinking twice. So I think both extremes might be in your own way correct, but the point is to do something about it. I think
Yeah,
that's
right,
beautifully
right.
said, Aditi. Speaks of all the wisdom that you're carrying with you over the years. The good years and the bad years. We wish you all the very best, Aditi, for your the new series that are starting, and the ones
Thank
that
you
you're
so much.
already a part of. And we wish you lots more and a wonderful success ahead.
Thank you
We'll
so
be happy
much.
to have you again, and tell us more about everything that you're doing. And everybody's always intrigued with the whole industry, so we'd love to know more.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so much for having me on your platform. It's a great initiative that you're taking. Women want to be heard.
Yes.
Nobody, there has never been, we always listen to men's stories and success and failure, which always has been celebrated.
Yeah.
But it's very rare that these stories of women are celebrated, and you're doing such a great job. It's such a wonderful idea to bring women on board and talk and discuss and support their ideologies, and it's lovely. It's lovely, and it's an honor to be a part of a platform like this.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so much for including me in this. You have made my month. I'm
much.
going to talk about this to everybody, that I
Please,
was on a platform such as this, and
please.
you really boosted my confidence. No, really, really, nobody asks other women what you're going through, or and you've made me realize that it has been a difficult journey. I have never told myself that it's a difficult journey,
We've
and
got to keep it real. I think the end is we've got to keep it real for each other. If
right, right,
we fake each other, then it's a lot of world full of pretense. So I'm going
right.
to I'm going to switch on the stream now because I think we're pretty much done with our conversation.
Yes, yes,
But
please do.
yeah, I mean, I think I just wanted to